but you did it. Yes. So if you don't know who I am, I am not who that man says I am. I went to school here, so I am a product of this school district and this community. So I am home. I am home. I promise you I am. But Teddy, thank you, well, Reverend, Pastor. Thank you for the opportunity. You may hear me call him Superman. And he's not my Superman. He's my mother's Superman. And the reason we say that is because my mother used to go to Bible study with me at Rock of Ages. And the week she went, he was preaching. They said it was Bible study, but he preached. And he preached on waiting on Superman. And my mother could not remember his name for nothing, but she would always say, how's Superman? How's my Superman? And I would be like, who? I'm like, yo, Superman? She was like, yes, that little preacher. And she loved him ever since that day. And when she took ill, one day we talking about, okay, how things gonna go when he passed. And she said, I want Superman to preach my funeral. And I was like, really? Now, my mother been in church all my life. And for her to pick him for the last message that everybody in that room would hear as one was amazing. So in my heart, I know that speaks volumes for him and what she saw in him. She saw more in him than I did, I must say. She had to, because she was seasoned. So, I'm not going to cry either. So, the seeds that he has sown are they're reaping harvest.
Yes.
And yeah, so amen. Amen to that. All right, let's go to the word. All right, let's go. Take out your Bibles. Let's get it. We're going to have a good time.
Yes.
All right, we're going to Jeremiah 29.
Okay.
Jeremiah. I'm going to jump around, but just jump with me. That's all I can say. Jump with me.
Yes.
All right. I need you to stay right there. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going with 1 first. We're going to go to Jeremiah 29:1. It says, this is the text of the letter that the prophet Jeremiah sent from Jerusalem to the surviving elders among the exiles, tag that word, exiles, and the priests and the prophets and the other people in Nebuchadnezzar had carried into exile from Jerusalem to Babylon. Exile. I had to look it up. I figured I know what it meant, but what does it say in the book? It says exile, the state of being barred from one native country, typically for political or punitive reasons. Tag that. Let's keep going. Jump down to 29:7. Also seek the peace and prosperity of the city to which I have carried you into exile. Okay, let's keep going. He said carried you though, so he was with you. All right, so Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. So, I don't tag a text, but if I did, it would be 4 pieces and a side. Just saying. You got a 4 piece and a side right here. So I went immediately when he said, I know the plans I have for you. So I went and I thought about my mother being pregnant with me and all the things that women do when they get pregnant. They told me I was here to talk to the women today. Me and y'all can listen, but this is really for the women. So when you get pregnant and you're a wife, when you're a wife, right, when you get pregnant, you're a wife. Okay, cool. All right. You start getting excited and you start telling people and you're like, oh man, what we gonna do? Oh, we got that little new wave. We're gonna do a gender reveal. Yeah, really. Just tell everybody. Now you got social media, tag it, put it out there, it's a status. But you got all of these websites that tell you about the process and what you need to prepare for and all of this. So you start planning before the baby is being, formed, really. All right, so first you start with, I gotta find a doctor, I'm gonna go to my doctor, okay, and then we gotta do honey, you gotta do the baby room, gotta be a certain color, the furniture gotta be a certain way, we need everything, oh my God, you want a boy, you want a girl, all this stuff start going through your head, everything. And my godson, he went so far to say, you know what, his son could pick from these 10 colleges. I said, so you got an 18-year plan for bro? He like, yeah. He can pick from these 10. I was like, what if he just don't want to go? Oh, no, he's going to college. So he's planning. Even the man begins to plan for the birth. So I could imagine what the woman is doing. Then if you go to the doctor and they tell you, okay, you need to pack a bag. You need to have a bag ready. You need to be ready because when time comes, you're going to be able to go. You got to get out. All right. Then they tell you, if you have other kids, you tell them, you're going to have another baby in the house. And you know, you get those kids that, this is not, have y'all seen those gender reveals that went wrong? Those are fun. It was like, I don't want another girl. I don't want another boy. It's all of that. So you prepare and all those things. So that's where in the word it says plans to prosper you. Plans to prosper you. So I looked up prosper. Succeed in material terms. Literally, that's the word. Succeed in material terms. Be financially successful. So you're telling me that God already has that plan for you when you're in the womb.
Yes.
Come on.
Why are we walking around poor?
Come on.
Yes.
Why are we broke?
Come on now.
I don't know. We're not listening to the word. So see, and that's back in the day. We didn't have the gender reveal. They didn't have ultrasounds. I'm not saying my age, but I'm just saying my age. Am I good on the mic?
Amen. Come on.
Want me to switch? All right, wait, right back. Mic check, mic. Nikki, know I get mics in my hand, I get excited. All right, so let's go. So they didn't have the gender reveals and the ultrasounds and all those things. So what happened, we had to wait. Back then, we had to wait to figure this thing out to see what the birth was going to be. Now they just cheating the process and they start pushing it earlier, right? But it says, the word says, he plans to prosper you. This is what God says. We don't live that way. We live in lack. We have a poverty mindset.
Right.
We have I said we, but we have a poverty mindset and we don't trust God. We don't trust God. Because see, we don't think about the Red Sea and he parted it. We don't think like that. We think, oh Lord, if you could just pay my light bill.
Okay.
This would just help me make sure the lights stay on this month.
Right.
That's our mindset. We have to come out of a poverty mindset. It says in the word that he has plans to prosper you. And if you don't live like that, what's going to happen? Let's go.
Come on with it.
All right. So that was the one piece. That was that prosper you. That's the first piece. That second piece, it says, and not to harm you. But see, he said he has plans to prosper you. You in the womb and he's getting you ready. But see, then comes birth. And that birth comes choices and decisions. And that's when we mess this thing up. We mess it up. I promise you. I'm going to give you a little bit of my story. Now, Reverend Matthew said y'all wouldn't judge me. And I could just be honest.
That's right. Yeah, come on. That's right.
All right? Okay. Y'all, all right now. I'm just saying. So, what happened? So, I know my mother had all these plans for me. My auntie, I was born on June 29th. My auntie's birthday was June 21st. Literally, my mother went to the hospital. She went to the hospital on June 21st. That morning and said, take the baby today. They was like, no, she's not ready. They was like, no, it's my sister's birthday. Baby needs to come today. They was like, give her a little more time. Give her a little more time. She went, and the thing was, I was born early. But my mother wanted me to be born earlier than I was born. So that's fine. So I came June 29th. And then my mother still was making decisions for me. But then when I got old enough, I started making some decisions for myself. Even when you're little, you touch the stove and you're not supposed to. So you get burned.
Yes.
So that happens as well. But for me, yeah, it started somewhere around middle school when I was right here in this building. And I didn't want to be VaLerie. I became Val. And why did I become Val? Because VaLerie was too difficult for people to say. And I didn't want to stand out. I wanted to fit in.
Come on.
So I made the choice to not be who I was birthed to be.
Come on.
I became who the world wanted me to be. Who the kids in school wanted me to be. They wanted me to be an easy name. Val. Nobody wants to be VaLerie. Because, but say it again now. You go, VaLerie. Oh, wow. Okay, that's okay. And it's like something wrong. So you start feeling self-conscious about yourself. Like, I'm going to just say Val. It'll be a lot easier. And I do it to this day. And I promise you, I'm 52 years old. And for me to still change my name, a little bit of piece of me to go, really? No, you're not Val, you're VaLerie. So allow people to step up to be who you are. Don't water yourself down. But we do that constantly.
Come on.
So my demise started in middle school. But I kept going and I got to high school. See, I remember graduation day. Man, everybody getting ready for pomp and circumstance. Dun, 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 dun. Everybody ready, right? We sitting in the parking lot having a ball, talking about people. I was like, her grandmama ugly? Dang. Oh, you ain't telling me her mama was fat. That's messed up. So everybody went in, they was in their cap and gowns doing everything. Me and my friends, we pulled off. Yep, we pulled off because I didn't participate in graduation. I didn't walk across the stage in high school. I didn't. I flunked English. But I was winning because we had a ball. I had some winning friends and we was kicking it. I got memories. Don't feel sorry for me now. I got memories, but my memories had some consequences. And I went and I was like, that's okay, I ain't graduated with my friends. We had a good time. My parents made sure I had everything I needed going to college. My room was cute. I had the cutest room for a freshman. So I was taken care of.
Right.
Plans to prosper. Okay, cool. Plans to prosper you because I still had it all. And I got to college and I found me some more winning friends. And when I found me some more winning friends, we was kicking it. Or we was kicking it in college. We was drinking and smoking and chilling. We had a ball. And we would just sleep. Well, let me say this. I would sleep to about 12, 1 o'clock. And it took me about 4 months to realize that my friends across the hall that stayed up smoking and drinking and doing all that stuff with me, they was getting up going to class and coming back home going to sleep. So when I was getting up at 1, they getting up at 1, I'm thinking, oh man, we done just messed up. We ain't go to class. Val didn't go to class. Right. See, I didn't have a prosperous mindset. I had a poverty mindset where I could just party and I'm not even pouring into myself. I'm being the life of the party. So I kept doing that and I had a ball. Get that first report card. Jesus meet me at the door. That's all I can say. Because see, that's when I had a 0.923 GPA. 0.9. I'm going to go with that. They're like, yes, keep going. Keep going. Not like, woo. But I had a 0.923 GPA. And if anyone knew my parents, they didn't play that. They were in education. And I had to have the conversation. But I said, you know what? I'm going to go back to school and do what I do. I'm good. I'm going to go back. I'm going to handle my business. Second semester, I had a 1.443. She said, hey, let's go. Well, the school didn't think A. The school thought nay. And they invited me to not return. That's my pretty way of saying I flunked out. I used to tell people they kicked me out, but I flunked out. Because see, I had a poverty mindset. My mindset was stuck on not doing what I was supposed to do. I was doing what I wanted to do. And I didn't realize that I had to align myself. So I kept going. And then when I'm looking at the report card and I was like, academic suspension. I know what academic means. I know what suspended means. Am I kidding? Wow. I got kicked out of college. My parents were in education. My mother taught in this district as well. And I flunked out of college. And if you listen to my story, I never told you I had a relationship with God throughout the beginning of my educational career. So I'll tell you what was great though. The best part was when I was 13 and I wanted to sing in a choir at church, and they said, oh, you gotta be a member, you gotta be baptized. I was like, baptize me. I'm good, let me get a choir roll. I promise you that's why I got baptized. And they baptized me and I was like, all right, let's go. And after I got baptized, I was waiting on the next Sunday. I was like, when did I get my robe? They was like, oh, we gotta order it. I gotta wait for the robe. See, you told me if I got baptized, I would get a robe. You didn't say if I got baptized, I had to wait for the robe. And I was like, all right. So I was angry. I was like, forget it. I don't even want to be in the choir now. I wanted a robe. So my purpose was all off.
Come on.
I was coming to the house of the Lord just to be entertained and to be a part of the show. But see, I didn't realize that being part of the show was truly a gift, but I wasn't using it as a gift. I was using it as a performance. I didn't get it at all. I promise y'all I didn't get it. And see, throughout everything I went through, that second piece is not to harm you. He wanted to protect me.
Yeah.
And I promise y'all, he protected me. Because if I truly stood up here and told y'all what I went through, y'all wouldn't believe it. But see, y'all need to understand, I was a flunk out. I flunked out. But when let's go back. So when I told my parents, I was like, yeah, I just give it to them. Ain't nothing you can say, because that's really a donation to the university. They just donated $8,000 to the, back then it cost $8,000. Now it's just too much. But I donated the $8,000. So I had to go. I love when I'm in Chicago speaking because I can say L. So I had to catch the L, I had to catch the bus, and I had to walk 8 blocks to get to what was, they call it Harold Washington College now. It was Luke Junior College back then. And I had to do that. But see, I didn't even appreciate the struggle because I was fighting to be able to go back to a university that once asked me to go there. But I was fighting for the wrong reason. I wasn't fighting to get an education. I still was off. I was fighting to get back with my winning friends. It took me about a year to realize that I was winning and losing. Let that breathe.
Come on.
Winning and losing. Winning and losing. When you think you got it going on and you doing whatever it takes, you think you're winning, but you're really winning and losing. And it took me so long to realize I was winning and losing. I didn't have a relationship with God. I didn't even know what my friends wanted to be in their life. Do you ask that question anymore? People that come close to you that's in your inner circle, do you know what they want to do with their life? Do they have a poverty mindset? See, you can't be around me talking about I hope, I think, and I won't.
Come on now.
Yes, I am, I will, and when.
Yeah.
You have to think like that. And my mentor always says, I can, I will, I must.
Yeah.
I can, I will, I must. So your mindset, you have to believe it though. Because if you don't believe what you're doing is going to prosper you, you're going to go about, yeah, let me do it. Okay, yeah, okay. I started with the season, this year, my word this year was stretch me, Lord. Stretch me. And that turned into I expect.
Come on.
I started out being stretched, and now I'm in an expecting season. You feel me? All right, let's keep going. So after I went to Luke Junior College, I went there and I was like, all right. So I had to get myself together. I had to get a GPA over a 2.5 to get back into Western Illinois University. They asked me to go there. And I had to petition to get back into the school because I didn't even realize that he was protecting me the whole way. He protected me and to be able to go back into the university. But let me tell you what happened when I got back. Because see, being at home, my mother was one of those seasoned saints that said, hey, look, on Sunday morning, everybody need to get up. Everybody gonna leave the house. Now the best place for you to go is church, but if you ain't going to church, you're going somewhere because you ain't gonna stay here and have my lights on when I'm at the church. Let's go. So I was like, all right, I'm the only girl. I got 3 older brothers. I was like, I'm going with my mother. Cool. I was going to church and I started listening. It's like being thrown in a pool. You can't jump in the pool and not get wet.
Yes.
So I'm under the word. I'm constantly under the word and I'm going to church and I'm listening and I'm listening and I'm listening. And I'm like, okay, you got what you need. Those words start coming to me. You got what you need. I would pick up about 4 words from the sermon every Sunday. 4. He spoke about 10,000. I would pick up 4. But see, that's that 4 piece on the side. I needed though.
Yeah.
I needed that. And I kept going. And when I got back to Western Illinois University, my whole mindset changed. I didn't even know, oh, you can go to church when you're in college? They got church. They had church at 1 o'clock. On a college campus, you can go to church at 1 o'clock. But what they do is use the regular church after they have church. They had the college kids come. I didn't even know that because I was around people that knew where to get the liquor from. Poverty mindset.
Come on.
Poverty mindset. That's where I was. And I got to the point where I started going to church. I was like, oh, it's a new school. It wasn't a new school, it was a new mindset.
Come on.
It was a new mindset. And I kept pushing. But see, that's when he developed the hope. Plans to give you hope. That's the 3rd piece. Plans to give you hope. And he gave me hope. Because see, I had hit the floor. I promise you I did. My parents were in education. I'm the baby. I got 3 older brothers. I'm the baby, and if the baby can't get through college, nah. And anybody knew the Humphreys didn't, no, that's not what we did. We didn't do that. When you a flunk out and you just don't go. It's people to this day go, you flunked out of college? We was that family like you didn't know if something like that happened. Right. You didn't even know. And I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, side note. When I first started speaking and they did my electronic press kit, which we call the EPK, I brought it to my mother and my brothers were there. And my brothers was like, what you flunk out to, what is this? My brothers was like, you flunked out of school? I was like, dude, yeah. They was like, which school? I was like, college. They was like, you lying. I'm like, really? My brothers didn't, and this happened, my mother passed in 18, so this happened in 2018, the beginning of 2018. My brother, I flunked out in like 1987. My brothers didn't even know I had flunked out of school. It was crazy. But my mindset had to change, and I had to tell my story. But I'll tell you this, I never told anyone my story out loud, like in public, where I had a 0.923 GPA. I would tell it when I spoke privately and I had a small group of people. But to tell the world, I'm not gonna tell the world I flunked out. Are you crazy? What are we doing that for? Oh no, So let's keep going. Got back to school. I was like, I'm gonna move. I'm not gonna stay in the same dorm. And they was like, okay, what dorm would you like to move to? I said, I need to move to the 24-hour quiet floor. All you hear is shh, shh. I moved to the 24-hour quiet floor. I was not going to be around those people anymore, but I wasn't gonna be where I could get off track. I had to get into an environment where the people around me were on track. Because see, when you get off track, they're gonna put you back on track. You feel me? So even if you ever seen they doing the march and they get all these people and then one person off track, somebody gonna do this or they gonna look, okay, got it. You gotta stay in tune with those people, because if not, they're not gonna let you mess them up. They're not. You either gonna fall back and fall out, or you gonna stay with them. And I had to learn to stay with them. But see, that's where my hope came in, and I wasn't thinking. I had to do the mindset. I had to be exiled. I had to be pulled apart. See, part of my punishment was the exile when he took me away. And I had to go to a school by myself every day, ride back and forth on the L by myself. I wasn't in that same environment. And I had to change my environment because I didn't get it. I didn't get that my environment was so important, because my environment made me feel good. Oh, they affirmed me. They affirmed the foolishness. Oh, you ain't got no money? That's okay. We'll buy your drinks. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Oh, they laughing at my jokes. They laughing at all that. Oh, that's okay. You got kicked out of school. Now we can hang out all the time. Yeah, they can hang out with you all the time now because you kicked out of school. Nobody said, like, why would you flunk out of school? But my friends that was in college was like, what you doing? You at home? I didn't get it. But see, when the hope started. And then, here's the scripture that got me. It says, seek the peace and prosperity of the city to which I have carried you to, into exile. So what I realized, God carried me there. And then I had to seek the peace and the prosperity. And then I began to grow. I found peace with who I was. And then I could grow. Then I remembered, like, oh, he got plans to prosper me. Went back to college, graduated with over 3.1. I don't know how that happened, but the song they were singing tells me that it could happen. I graduated with over 3.1. I became an educator. The flunk out became an educator. And then when I became an educator, I went into the schools. In my first year in the schools, I was the new teacher of the year. Because I knew how to connect with kids, because I was that kid that flunked out. I didn't cuss the teacher out, I just flunked out. And that's what happened. You get a lot of people, the kid in school that gets the most attention is the one that's acting a fool or the one that's getting the A's. That kid in the middle gets no attention. And it's kind of the middle child syndrome. They don't get any attention because the first one had the world all by themselves. Oh, look, oh my God. The baby, oh, she the baby, look. The middle child, they get the leftovers from the oldest. They do. And then it's like they don't get their own joy by themselves. So it's just a struggle. And your mindset becomes stuck. I promise y'all, I need y'all to understand the mindset. I need y'all to understand the mindset. And then when I kept pushing, let me tell my story. So I went, became the educator, the new teacher of the year. After the new teacher of the year, then I just kept going. And I was in Cabrini Green when I first started teaching. I was like, I made that sound good. I didn't know I was gonna be teaching at Cabrini Green. So let me tell you the story. So my father was like, oh, well, you know, Mr. Bond, he up north, he on the north side, you can go teach in his school. I was like, up north?
Right.
People were like, oh, you know, oh, did you get a job? Did you find a job? Yes, I'll be teaching up north. I'll be up north. Gold Coast, baby. Yes, yes. Where will you be teaching? Haven't found a job yet? Oh, well, I'll be up north. Yes, they gave me the directions. And I was like, okay, got it, I'm driving. I'm like, yeah, the Gold Coast, yeah, this is beautiful. Look at you, girl, you better come through, Jesus. Yes, let's go. They don't have no windows, Jesus. I done made a left turn somewhere. Let me look at my address. No, that's the name on the bill, but you sure? This not, oh no, I'm from the suburbs. I cannot, I will not. And I did not, I can't even explain that. So I got out and I went into school and I walked in and I fell in love with the inside of the school. And I was like, wow. They didn't bring me, I didn't see the sign that said Cabrini Green. They brought me through the back way, so I had no clue, right? So I didn't know I was at Cabrini Green. I just found the school and I went in and I was like, wow. Okay, and they was all family oriented. They was so nice. It was the best 7 years of my educational career. Because everybody down to earth. It was just so real. And what I knew, it was a couple of things that happened, but it's one thing that stuck with me. I used to go see the kids after school at the after school program and watch them perform, and we had a good time. And I'm in there, and we getting ready to go. We standing up, we talking. Yeah, okay. I was like, all right, y'all, I'm getting ready to go. Everybody's like, okay, bye. And I'm walking out. All of a sudden, you hear, like, why would they be popping fireworks this late at night? This is crazy. This is so crazy. Then all of a sudden, the kid jumped on me and started dragging me. And I went, I don't play like that. Get off me. That is not what we do. We don't play like that. I don't roughhouse. Get off me. While they dragging me, right? And they dragged me back in the building. I'm like, what are you doing? You didn't hear the gunshot? I said, I heard the firework. Gunshot? Look out the window. The dude was right here, shooting at the dude on the ramp. They exchanging gunfire. I'm literally right here. I'm right here. And then I look out the window when they explained. I was like, oh, I'm crying. I am like liquid, pure liquid. But what got me in that moment wasn't the fact that they were shooting and I almost walked in front of them. The fact that that kid was willing to risk his life for me. Amen. I knew I was where I was supposed to be. I knew that. And that's where I was like, but see, not to harm you. Not to harm you. I didn't even realize I had a wall of protection around me. I didn't get that. But I'm walking in front of gun. That just blew my mind. And the crazy thing, I don't even know the kid's name to this day. I don't know his name. I don't. And that bothers me sometimes. But it makes me feel good to know that I was in a position that I poured something into him that helped him cover me that day. Let's keep going. So I'm in Cabrini, and I'm doing my thing in Cabrini, right? And I said, okay, I want to buy property, I want to move, I want to do things. And God, He orders your steps, and it's so crazy. I was helping my mother move into her school across the street. Thurgood Marshall used to be across the street, but the building is torn down now. And I helped my mother with moving into the school, and the principal looked at me, which is now the superintendent, Mr. Holder, and he said, I need a math teacher. I was like, y'all ain't gonna pay what Chicago pay? No, I'm good. He said, how much they pay? Literally, he slid me a piece of paper. I wrote my salary down, slid it back. He crossed it out, put another number down, slid it back. I crossed out what he put down. We're doing a mafia deal right there. To the original number. Some school it is. I love the kids. I'll be back. I'm good. Right? So I came, that's when I came to District 88. I came here, worked, went back to Chicago, came back. Then one day, I decided to move, and I ended up moving to Aurora. And when I moved out there, I ended up, my mother, God rest her soul, just an angel. She called me one day and she said, hey, I want to go to the mall, the outlet mall. I was like, all right, let's go. We're going to the mall. Because every time you go to the mall with your mama, she paying for us. I was like, all right. She said, come pick me up. The mall was literally right here. I could see the mall from my house. My mother's house was 40 minutes the other way. So I had to drive and get her from Plainfield, Illinois, to drive back to Aurora, to drive to the outlet mall. We walk in the outlet mall, the cashier was like, how you doing? We close in 7 minutes. My mama said, that's all I need. She scooped up, she got suits, we at the Casper outlet. She trying to run. The lady was like, tell me about you. And I got on a baseball cap and sweatsuit. She was like, what you do? I said, I'm trying to, I'm an educator, but I want to, find a school out here. She said, you should come to my job tomorrow. I said, you work at a school? I work at the Urban League. I said, okay. I walked up to the Urban League the next day, and I went home, washed my hair, curled it. I was cute. I walked in, she said, oh, you're grown. I was like, yeah, I'm grown. She said, I couldn't take, I thought you was like in your 20s or early. I said, no, I'm grown. And she said, okay, well, speak to this guy. I was speaking to all these people about getting in the school system. And then they sent me to speak to this lady. And the lady was like, are you sure they sent you to me? I said, yes, they sent me to you. She said, I don't know why they sent you to me. Today, my last day. I said, okay. So I sat down, I interviewed with her. All right. Then she said, well, we got to talk to the director of the Urban League. I said, okay. Theodore Gillespie called me the next day. She said, I hear you somebody I need to meet. I said, I sure am. Yes, ma'am, let's go. And she said, well, come on in tomorrow. I said, tomorrow's my birthday. Can I come in the day after? She said, yes. I went in. She started the meeting out. She said, well, I don't want you to be a teacher in my school. Everything in my head was like, fix your face. Fix your face. Don't say nothing. Just listen to the lady because you want to go off. Because in my mind, I'm like, who called somebody? Why have me come out here to tell me you don't want to give me a job? You just wasted my time. Are you serious, woman? Really? But I want to do it like this. Like, you done lost your mind. I wanted to like snap off. But then she said, I want you to be the principal. I was like, you want me to be the principal? Mind you, I didn't have a degree to be a principal. I was still a teacher. I promise y'all, when they say stuff happen like that, this is the first true experience. I really, really like felt it. And she said, I want you to be the principal. I was like, okay, well, I picked that. Well, yeah, okay, cool. Became the principal. I was there a year, and I was there 1 year. And it was an alternative school that they had in Aurora. The year before me, it was 121 police calls. My year there, it was 2. I can say now, I know I have an anointing. I know I have a gift when it comes to children and education. That ain't need. Don't even get happy. Let me tell you. I'm tell you when it get happy. They told me one day. They said, "Hey, District 204 wants to have an employment fair, a job fair for African American educators because they can't get black teachers in the district." I said, okay, they can have it here. So the lady from HR came over and she's walking around. She said, I thought this was an alternative school. I said, it is.
Yeah.
She said, where the kids? I said, in class. I'm sorry, was they supposed to be doing something? I'm sorry. I thought they were my fault. I can get them out. She said, I want to send them in class. I said, okay. We go to the door. I said, they in there. She said, I got a job for you. I said, what? She said, I got a job for you. I said, okay. All right. She said, go online, fill out an application. I said, I did already. She said, why? I said, just, the Lord told me to fill it out. I filled it out. She said, okay, update your resume. I said, I got one in my bag. She said, you got a updated resume in your bag? I said, yeah. She said, who walks around with a resume in their bag? I was like, when you listen to the Lord, you just do what you do. I promise y'all I had an updated resume in my bag. This woman said, I promise I got a job for you. I got a job for you. After the fair, we'll talk. I said, okay, cool. So they came in, I'm talking to all these people. I'm just working my magic because they're in my building. And I'm talking to people. Then she said, we need to set up an interview. You'll have like 4 or 5 principals because we want to hire you as an assistant principal. I said, okay, but you have to interview and go through the process. I walk in the room, all of the people that kept asking me all these crazy questions at the job fair were the principals that was in the room. So they already had the answers. I said, come on, God. Now, mind you, I still don't have a good degree, and I'm having this conversation with these people for this job where you have to have a degree. Got in there, and next thing you know, they was like, we would love to hire you. Now the principal's trying to decide which one want me because they all want me. I still don't have a degree.
Come on.
HR called me and offered me the job, and they said, when will you be finished with your degree? I said, I'll be finished in January 2005. And it was 2004. This is April 2004. And they said, okay, we'll put that you'll be done. No, I was graduating in December, I believe. December. And they said, okay, well, we'll put in your contract that you'll have it by January 1. So you're gonna hire me and put in my contract that I'll be done. They said, yeah, and we're gonna put you as a second year principal as opposed to a first year because you already have a year experience.
Come on.
Still don't have a degree.
Come on.
When I was at the alternative school, and I'm not bragging, I promise you, I just want to show you what God do.
Yo.
I was making $41,000. When they hired me, I moved to $88,000.
Come on, increase. Come on, increase.
I didn't have a degree.
Come on.
I did not have a degree. Plans to prosper you. Okay. I didn't have a degree. When I tell you I didn't have a degree, I'm sitting in class, and every class you take for the master's program, you need this class. In order to be an administrator in the school, this is the class you need. Amen. Okay. That's what you say. Yeah, all right. So they going around, what do you do? And what do you do? What school do you teach at? What school do you teach at? Oh, VaLerie, what school? I was like, I'm a principal. You're a principal now? I was like, yeah.
Come on.
I can't even, I'm a principal.
Come on.
And then what takes regular man, not anointed man, but what it takes regular man to get their hours, because if you're a teacher, you have to get your clinical hours outside of teaching. So you have to get 100 hours. Took me 2.5 weeks, because that's my job. I'm already a principal.
Come on. Come on.
That's 40 hours and a half a week. I was like 2.5 weeks. They was like, how did you get your, I'm a principal. And you know, after a while, when God keeps blessing you, you want to kind of stop telling people because you're like, y'all ain't gonna believe me. Y'all ain't gonna believe me. And people don't believe when the word says plan to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope. It's real. It's real, but then you got to start living it. And now I don't even care. I just tell the world, yeah, he did it. Yeah, come with me. You either can come with me or you can watch me do it. Either way, it's gonna happen. And we don't get that. We gotta get to that point. And that's my struggle now, is making sure I'm around people that get it. Because see, I don't have a poverty mindset no more. See, I remember it was July 15th this year. July 15th this year, I remember when, let's just roll back 2 months before that. I went in and I said, look, if I can get these numbers right, because I was assistant principal for 15 years, and I told my principal, I said, if I can get these numbers right, I think this is going to be my last year. What are you going to do? I'm going to travel the country and speak.
Go ahead.
She was like, yeah, okay.
Go ahead.
You don't know my daddy. You don't know my daddy. And then see, but that fourth piece says, plans to give you a future. That's that fourth piece. And see, I didn't get it. I still wasn't all the way there. I was like, if I could work these numbers out.
Yes.
Oh.
See, I had to die.
Come on.
So my future could live. Every day I wake up, I say, Lord, you're going to have to kill me today because I know I'm a little too, it's too much of me. I need more of you. I got it down. And I got to that point. And I remember I called HR and I said, hey, if someone was to retire at the end of the school year, what would they need to know? Because I wanted to prepare. She said, well, they would need to know that they shouldn't retire until the second week in July. Why? And she said, because your new days kick back in. So all your vacation days and stuff start over.
Yeah.
The beginning of July. And they would have to pay you for it.
Amen.
An extra month's salary. I said, let's go.
Yes, God.
Let's go. Let's go. So I began to trust, and then I also started thinking about, I think I got a future.
That's right.
I think God, he done gave me a gift, and I know I might need to go on and trust him. And July 15th, I walked in, principal was sitting there, and the other assistant principal. I said, yeah. Matter of fact, it was July 8th. And I said, July 15th will be my last day.
My God.
Well, what are you going to do? I said, we had this conversation, didn't we? But all right, cool. I said, you know what? God and I are working on that.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. Because you didn't like my answer before, so I'm going to just tell you it's God. Because I promise you it is. And my first month out now, when I was an educator, I'm not bragging. When I stepped down, I was over 6 figures. Over 6 figures. My first month out, traveling the country speaking, I made more than I made in education. First month. That's 4 weeks. But I had to step out and trust him. So when I tell you I stepped out, I stepped out the boat. And I have to keep my eyes on him. I can't worry about the water. I can't worry about none of this. Because sometimes we get caught up in what we're about to do or what we're going through and not on him. We get caught up and we start looking at him and we get confused and we don't know. And we starting to think like, okay, well, what if? And what if? And what's crazy is no matter what you're going through, there is purpose. There is purpose. And when you've been through something, the storm don't bother you as much as it used to. You just bear down. You do what you got to do in a storm.
Right.
And Bill and Nikki don't even know I'm going to talk about them, but I'm going to talk about y'all. I just better do it in your face than behind your back, right? So I get to the hospital so Bill's in surgery and after the video, yeah. So Bill in surgery, and I'm texting Nikki, what you doing? I'm sitting here. But her text got a little different tone to it this time and in this season. Because the man you love who has come into your life and just changed it is in surgery for cancer. And she's like, yeah, I'm here, got my snacks and I got everything, I'm good, I'm just chilling. And I'm like, man, well, who that with you? Nobody, just me. She was like, me and Jesus, I'm right here, we good. And I'm like, I'm getting in my, baby, I'm on my way to the hospital. Because ain't no way you finna sit up here and go through this by yourself. Because I was there when she was in surgery. And the whole entourage was there. But see, it was a different season in their marriage and their lives. Everybody ran to the hospital. When Nikki had to have, when the first episode happened, everybody was in turmoil. Everybody. I got to the hospital, Nikki sitting up there on her phone, legs crossed, eating her snacks, chilling. I said, well, how you doing, baby? I'm good, girl. We got through a heart transplant. We can get through this. This ain't nothing. I said, well, look at that. And I commend her because I know what it was like on the other side of that thing. I watched her and I was around. But still, even in the midst of that, I just wanted to be right next to her, just in case. Just in case. But to see her belief in God in that season, how it just grew. And she didn't worry about it. Because I remember some of the tears when it came to the heart transplant. I remember the phone call at 4-something in the morning when Bill was screaming. I remember that. But to see where they are today, no, that was God. And sometimes we try not to shout about what God has done for us because we don't want other people to feel bad. What about God feeling like you don't appreciate what he's doing? Just think about that. If I come in your life and I'm doing stuff for you 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 and you never shout it, you never tell anybody, you never shout from the rooftops what's going on. So I get excited when I see posts from Nikki about praising Bill. Because I saw Bill move into a hospital room. He ain't no little man. Well, he looked now, but he wasn't a little man. But I'm just saying, I saw him move into a hospital room. I saw that. Move and sleeping right next to her. I saw that, but in this season. And what she do, y'all know she had her backpack. She was staying right at the hospital. I don't care if it's a day, 2 days, I'm right here. But see, when you surround yourself with people that believe like that, that's not flunk out mentality. That's not poverty. And see, I'm gonna tell a little bit of y'all story. I don't know if y'all gonna let me tell it. But see, what y'all don't know, the night that Nikki had the issue, I don't even know what this was, a heart attack. The artery separated. That season, right before that happened, Bill got released from his job.
Tell it.
Bill worked nights. Y'all ain't putting this together. Bill worked nights. Had Bill not been released from his job, he wouldn't have been there when Nikki had it. But see, that season is not you don't look at that season like I got plans not to harm you, because you feel like, but my job, I'm the man of this house, I gotta take care of this family. Why am I losing my job right now? The Lord, like, I got you because I need you to save your wife. And y'all gotta think like, you don't think like that. And I promise y'all, this speaking thing I do, it was on can and a maybe. Can and a maybe. But see, I needed all of my days at work not to go speak, but to take care of my mother. Because see, my mother had kidney failure, and I was there. Everything she ever wanted from me, I was there. I promise y'all, when she passed away, it was like somebody got on a bullhorn and started saying, Val is available, call her, she can speak, call her, she can speak. They just started calling me. And I'm like, really? Because they knew I couldn't do it, because I needed to be here. But I kept saying, this speaking thing, this gonna be, okay, I want to speak, but it's not, but I need to be here for my mother. Let's fast forward. My mother passed away. They start calling. Okay, it's picking up. The Lord put in my spirit, this needs to be your last year. I have plans for you. I got plans too, Jesus, to keep my lights on. Can you like show me the plans? Can you like tell me something that's in the plans? Or this is about to be a look? I promise y'all, kept going. I put in my notice on the 8th. I wish I could like put my text messages up there. That was a Monday. On the 10th, I got a text message from the #1 motivational speaker in the world, his assistant, that said, are you still thinking about retiring? I said, well, I put my notice in already. She said, okay, bet, not a problem, thank you. And I was like, hello? I'm in the text like, hello? Contract, come over, can you join the speaking agency? Well, well, yeah, okay. Then Eric called, I need you in school days, education program. Okay. My vision board, the word for the year was stretch. When I tell you I have been stretched, and then it says we'll travel, and then it says we'll travel to multiple schools, hundreds and thousands of schools, and then it says vacations will go to different states and different countries. It says all of that. This is on my vision board. I look at it every day. I am now a A-list preferred traveler with Southwest because I travel so much. But you have to put God first. You have to develop that relationship with God. And it just got me that I did not see that in the Word until I started trusting the Word. And I got in the Word. But here's the side, and I'm going to let y'all go. The side was declares the Lord. The word declares. It's he proclaims. God announces. He says that. He declares that he has plans for you. Plans for you to prosper. Plans for you not to be harmed. To give you hope and the future. So you have a 4-piece on the side waiting on you. How hungry are you? How hungry are you?
Come on.
Are you serious? How do we live in a poverty mindset when God has given us everything we need? And everything you need is inside of you. Inside of you. But see, you couldn't tell me when I flunked out of school in that exile. You couldn't tell me that I would be proud enough to put it on the cover of a book. And I put myself in the company of the #1 motivational speaker in the world. And the guy who put him on the map, looks at me and says, "You're a flunk out that made it to the front office." Oh, that'll be the name of my book. So when you walk out and you see that banner that say from flunk out to front office, that's why. But I didn't even want to tell the world I had a 0.923 GPA. I wasn't proud of it. But see, me not being proud of that doesn't make this look great. This the part of the Red Sea right here. Me being able to keep my lights on and do what I do and trust God, He done parted the Red Sea. But see, people don't value this because I was afraid to tell that. But let me tell you, if y'all don't know who Eric Thomas is, look him up. One day he told me, he said, "Why would you not tell people you had a 0.923? Oh, because I'm an administrator and I didn't want them to know that I had flunked out." He was like, "Please tell me which one of them never made a mistake." Well, I'm the first black administrator, I'm the only, and I really didn't want to be looked at like that. Still, they've all made mistakes. But see, when you put it out there, they can't go dig it up and put it out. He was like, "Oh, now what? They can't change it. They can't lower it or raise your GPA. It was what it was." But now you got a story. You got a testimony. Because people see where you come from. So stop acting like you don't have a story. Don't act like God didn't do something for you.
That's right.
So you got to tell people. So, because I watched him, he tells you, "I used to be homeless and eat out of trash cans." I was like, I would leave that out. I wouldn't. Was it a good trash can? Like, was it really clean? But that's me. See, that's my flesh. Because I don't want people to think about me in a certain way, and I'm not putting God first. But see, when you see this vessel now, and you see from which I've come, you're like, okay, I got you. That's beast right there. When I show people that I used to weigh 244 pounds, they go, "What? Let me show you a picture." See, I show you all my background now. I'll do everything but get naked. Let's go. Why not? Because I'm proud of who I am. But see, sometimes we get off track and we forget that God brought us here.
That's right.
And we get that. There's no way. I used to get mad at Bill. Stop posting all the pictures of Nikki. When she in the bed and she looking all, Nikki looked like she was homeless in Cambodia somewhere. I was like, "Don't post that picture." When he posted it the other day, I said, "Ooh, I remember that day. I remember that day right there. I remember the day we took the picture." And then he got a picture from 2015. I got mad. Post it next to a 2019 picture, Bill. Let's go. Like, I'm geeked now. But in the moment, in that season, it wasn't nothing to rave about. But see, when he was posting it, he was coming from the heart, like, "We're going to get through this. We're going to get through this." And then you posted a video about you having cancer and cracking jokes in the meantime with your great salad that you ate. That was, right. But that's the mindset, though. I'm going to get over this and I can get through this. I just want y'all to not die before you die.
Amen.
Don't die before you die. Live every minute. You have a purpose. You have a purpose. And the scripture says that. He has plans to prosper you, not to harm you, to give you hope and a future. And he declares this. How do you not live that every day? How do you not live that? I am living proof, y'all. When I tell y'all I'm living proof, and it's not, I don't do it to brag. I went from when I was an educator, I used to be excited to have superintendent's numbers in my phone. I got superintendent's numbers in my phone. If I need somebody, I can call them. I got millionaires' numbers in my phone. I got millionaires.
Yo.
I don't even know what that looked like in the bank. But I'm standing next to him and I'm talking to him and I can text him right now. I'm rubbing elbows, and I'm going to tell you this, by serving. When I started being around Eric, I wasn't under him like, my turn. No. He didn't even know I could speak. He thought I was volunteering. Then I joined the speakers program because I believed in what they had going. I believed and I stepped in. I was like, all right, I'm serving. But I'm serving at 100% every time. Let's go. And one day, I didn't even know he knew my name. He's like, Val. Yeah, yes, sir. He was like, you ready for the stage? Oh. I was born ready. I said, what? When I tell you, I was like, I stay ready. He was like, all right, that's what I heard. This man had never heard me speak and said that to me. I don't know if he watched videos, he's never heard me live. And then I look up and they're like, all right, we need you in South Bend. I was like, all right, cool, let's go. South Bend, 2 hours away. I got you. I'm there. I'm literally here. I'm thinking we sitting back. I'm with E. Okay, E about to shut this down. Let's go, E. All right. Bring it to the stage. Next I have the Beyonce education. I'm like, what? I got the LeBron. Yeah, for the guys it's the LeBron. For the girls it's the Beyonce education. And he introduced me. I went on the court. Yeah, I got this. I went out there. But that's the thing though. Using your gift that you've been given, God got you, I promise you. And the younger you start talking to him, the better your life gonna be. I hate that I'm 52 right now. I'd have quit about 12 years ago. Man, now please. And just to know, and the thing is, you can see when you become at peace, and I promise you, my last year at still middle school, I was in so much peace it was weird. You want to mess somebody up, let them ask you how you doing, say amazing. They take them back for, did you say amazing? They go, Val, how you doing today? Amazing, how are you? Why does that mess people up? Because they don't expect people to be amazing. I'm good, how are you? See, they expect you to be good, but they don't expect you to be amazing. And I speak that thing. Even if I'm not amazing, I tell you I'm amazing. Why? Because it's all a mindset. You got to put your mindset on every day like you put your clothes on. And I promise y'all, I live like that. I live amazing. Every day. I might not feel like it. I know I look like it, but I'm just saying. I was like, I'm finna wear this jacket today. Somebody gonna tell me it look good. I ain't even worried about it. I expect somebody to tell me and show up. Sister said, oh, that's a nice jacket. Thank you. I want to say, you know. How can you not live an amazing mindset when you know? You know who your daddy is. Amen. When you really know who he is, amen. Free yourself. Free yourself. Come on. I promise you. And when God bless you, he is. Now I'm not gonna just open up my checkbook, be like, God blessing me, look. But I'm just saying, I live like it. My life. Yes. My life now. I have people go, what you do now? I promise you, one day my mother started getting serious. She said, you know you can't make a living from speaking. I just told her that's what God told me. Because see, your life will surpass the people around you sometimes. And they're not going to understand. And then I had to consider my source. My mother came from an era where you worked until you retired. You stay at that company, you get a good retirement plan, and you do what you got to do. No. See, we got an era where millennials becoming millionaires from being on social media. It's not a retirement plan, that's not even an insurance plan, it's none of that. But see, there's companies out there where you can get insurance. You can pay into a retirement. You can. I was in education 29 years, that money's still sitting there. I can't even pull it down until I'm 55. So when I tell you I'm on faith right now, see, faith is the evidence of things what? Unseen and hopeful, right? So I'm hoping because I can't see. I can't see. But when I retired July 15th, really, literally, if we want to be real about it, I quit my job. Because I ain't even technically retired according to the state. I quit my job. So I quit my job. That night, I got a phone call to say, you're available during the daytime now? I said, yes. I need you to come to my school. Okay, cool. I got another phone call that said, hey, did you know there's a such thing as a substitute administrator? I was like, no, what's that? Just like teachers have subs, principals have subs. Would you be my substitute? Well, sure. I'm not on the road speaking, I can go work. I can sub, and I only sub at one school. I just want. See, it's I make what did I say? Right, plans to give you a future. So I got say so now.
Yes, yes.
I got say so about that. But see, I'm doing it this way first.
Amen.
Then I do it this way.
Amen.
This way first, then I do it this way. But I promise you, all that's gonna go to hell in a handbasket if you don't surround yourself with the right people.
Amen.
You have to. Because as they grow, you'll grow. You cannot. And I call it a grasshopper's mentality. And they say, because I ain't never tried it because I don't like grasshoppers. But they say if you put a grasshopper in a jar and put the top on it, he'll jump to the top one time. He'll jump. All he got to do is hit that top. If he hit the top, he'll never jump higher than that top again. You could take the top off the jar. He'll never jump out. Because his mentality is, it's a ceiling right there. Let me not jump that high. Let me not jump that high. Let me not jump that high. So you can't be caged like that mentally. If I could sing, I would say free yourself, free your mind, and the rest will follow. I promise you I would sing that right now, but I can't sing. It don't sound good, but I can sing. Everybody can sing, it don't sound good. But I just stopped by quickly to just tell y'all to really read and delve into Jeremiah 29:11, because he tells you about the 4-piece set aside. And if you don't hear nothing else, you hear under the sound of my voice for a reason. You living beneath your means. You're living beneath who you're supposed to be. I don't even know how to say that to you, but I need y'all to understand that. You walk in faith. Walk in faith, not by sight. Not by sight. Because you can't tell me I would be here. I would be even here. Just here. I'm about to cry.
All right.
This is him and my mother doing. This ain't me.
All right.
It's not me. But I have to die so he can live every day. Every day. And sometimes we get confused over his will and our will.
That's right.
And we get confused. And when you start living under your will, it feels good for a moment in time. And I keep praying to God, let this season not be my will. Let this be his will. Let this be his will. Because I don't ever want to be winning and losing again. I don't ever want to be in a season where I'm winning and losing. And you can't tell me that my mother doesn't sit next to Jesus every day. She sits at his feet and say, hey, I know you got the world, but take care of my baby. I know that. So every time out of nowhere I get a text from him, how you doing? And I'm thinking like, why you thinking about me today? But, because a lot of people in the world, they only text you when they want something. And he texts me just to see how I'm doing. And sometimes when people are on a certain level, nobody checks on them. They think you're doing amazing. And that's on purpose. I check on my friends sometimes and just send a text. And even in this season, what Bill is going through, I just send him a face, somebody peeking. Hey, because I just want to know how he's doing. Because he's strong, but even in your strength, there's weakness sometimes. So just know, God is good, y'all. And I need y'all to understand. Thank you. I need y'all to understand that. Put him first and talk to him. He will guide your steps. Even when you playfully say, order my steps. No, let him order your steps. And he'll make it plain. I promise you he'll make it plain. Thank you for listening to me today.
Won't you all do me a favor and celebrate the word that was shared again?
Amen.
For Val, for her gift, and I'm going to pray. Let you all make a decision, and we'll move forward. Father, we thank you for who you are, for how you give us the greatest gifts in life are more often than not people who walk into our lives on 2 feet.
Yeah. Amen.
And for that, Father, we say thank you
Amen.
for the gifts you have given to us
Yes.
to impact us, to speak to us in a way that's tailor-made for our situations and circumstances.
Yeah.
I thank you for the gift of VaLerie, for how you're using her in this place today, across the stream today, across the YouTube channels today, the reverb that will happen, but the way in which you're using her across places she'll never see, the people that she'll never get to talk to, but her message will now reverb throughout their impact in their life. I pray you pour back into her. I pray for those who are here who need to make a decision today, some to trust you for the first time, some to come back to you, some to become a part of the spiritual family, some to take a next step in their faith, in their walk with you. Have your way. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Listen, if you're here and you're making a decision today, I want you to make it. Maybe your decision is to be baptized. You've never been baptized. You don't have a relationship with Jesus. I want to invite you into that. You can't walk in the Jeremiah 29:4 piece of the biscuit if you don't make that decision. But once you make it, it's all yours.
Amen. Yo.
So I want to invite you to do that first. You can make the decision today. You can make it multiple ways. One way is you can stand, wave your hand. You can check the box on the Connect card. You're watching online. You can click the button. You're watching on TV. You can send it to us. However you do it, you can do it. Second decision is this. You need to become part of our spiritual family. You say, you know what? I'm baptized, but I need a spiritual family. I need a church home I can belong to. People that will push me toward my purpose, push me toward my call, push me toward where God is calling me to go. If you're here and that's your place, that's what you're saying. You're online, that's your place, that's what you're saying. You can click the button, you can make the decision today, you can stand, you can wave, you can drop your card in the Connect, in the offering, yes, the thing that you pass. Drop it in that when that comes. Let us know you're making it today. Lastly, you say, you know what, I just need prayer. There's a box on the Connect card. You can fill that out. That comes directly to me and our prayer team. You can stop by. You can see me at the door. You can see Patrice. You can see Lorenzo. We love to pray with you as we trust God, believe God in this next stretch, in this next phase. Lastly, you say, you know what, I need to join the team. I need to get involved. I need to get in the game. I'd love to have you do that. You can stop by, see any one of us after service, see somebody at the Connect table. Make a decision. Once you celebrate those, I believe somebody made a decision today somewhere. Let's do this. It's offering time.
Amen.
Let's try it again. So it's offering time.
Amen.
We get to give back to God who has given to us. If you're watching online, you can give online. You can text to give. You can text the word empowerment to 77977. Text the word empowerment to 77977. You can give by Cash App. You can $ Empowerment Church. However you give to God. I want to invite you to do so. Some of you all give online. Some of you have the recurring giving. Some of you all, whatever your methods or mechanisms may be, we want to say thank you for that. We're about to push into this final quarter of the year, which we're going to be believing God in another kind of way. I talked about it at Trainer Day a little bit yesterday. I'll talk about it a little bit more next week as we push through this end of the year. We try to figure out how it is we can be the answer for people, how it is we can serve the community at another level. And we want to make sure that I'm going to push you all. I am. I've talked about it all summer, and some of you all already began to do it above and beyond. But I believe that God will absolutely honor our sacrifice, and many of you all are a living witness to that. You live by the fact. You just heard Val tell her testimony by that. When you step out in faith, He will honor that, and He will give back to you far more than you could have ever imagined. You're like, man, I was holding on to my $10.